Have you ever found yourself wondering, why don't Akimbo put all my favorite clips in one video so I can randomly show them to strangers, make friends, and be the most popular video watcher in all of Videoland? Well, your wish is our command. Watch the heroic way firefighters deal with a blaze in this high-rise building. One seriously brave individual is lowered in a cage, attached to a crane, and manages to rescue some very scared and very trapped office workers.
Get it, go on. Up, go.
When planes are in love, they do everything while holding hands. Sorry, wings. If this light display wasn't on purpose, then these two planes might be in a spot of trouble. There's a lot to unpack in this clip, so allow me to summarize. She runs a red, almost hits a cop, gets out with the car left in gear.
Oh my God.
Her dress is covered in cocaine. She kneels in the roadway, then they arrest her passenger for having a weapon. But otherwise, it was a nice, relaxing journey. This frightening moment was caught on camera as this poor woman was saved from the creepy man chasing her.
With the police, man.
Wait. What happened? Stop.
My God, help me.
Stop. She's my girlfriend, okay, mate?
No hands.
Okay, mate? Go, please, go.
Okay.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry, everything's fine.
In this case, it's not the driver who's the idiot. It's an idiotic self-driving car. Stupid robots. This Japanese bus has a fully accessible toilet under every single seat. No, not really, but it needs it. You know that feeling when you just can't wait to get home for dinner? An LHD, or landing helicopter dock, being launched. Oh, and trashing the place. Yes, it says safety first on the front. And no, we're not gonna laugh about that. Here's a clip from the World Glass Shattering Championships. When you're impatiently speeding and you run into the police. Literally. Pursued by geese and a bad injury? Well, at least the cameraman was there to point and laugh.
Geese! Oh shit! Oh.
He wouldn't kiss her, so she decided to prove how irresistible she was.
Why does that make me that?
What do you mean?
Why does it make me that for not kissing you?
Because anyone here would.
Really?
Yeah, I bet. Watch this.
All right, go get a guy. Prove it to me.
Okay, wait. Watch this.
The worst time and place to do a U-turn ever? You're looking at it. You're never too old or too stupid to play chicken with a train. Skilled pilots are essential when it comes to fighting fires, especially if that pilot has to retrieve water from a domestic swimming pool. How do you pick up a power line tower that's come crashing to the ground? With some serious flying skills. We'd like to start this video with a criminal who can laugh at his own dumbness. Isn't it generous of the police to wear body cams? It just saves time trying to prove that they've stolen $10,000 worth of stuff during a house search.
Ray-Bans. About last night. Pissed off.
How many of your friends came to your party?
After only one other kid showed up to this little boy's birthday party, the local fire service stepped in to give him a birthday he'll never forget. Nerf gun battles, races, and tossing the birthday boy into a foam pit. All part of a good day's work. That looks about as much like Queen Elizabeth as King Charles does. Do you remember that moment when Taylor Swift harnessed the power of the sun to become a superhero? Sure you do. No, these people aren't certifiably insane. They've specifically gathered to watch the massive AN-225 cargo plane coming into land. Aerial firefighting takes an amazing pilot and nerves of steel. Apparently, in Russia, a road is anything you can drive on. Yes, there's nothing quite like hearing that lovely crunching sound as you make a tight right turn. Unlike the legendary Moby Dick, this ship is a lot easier to track down. The perils of buying a house near a dock. You'd probably be saying something a little more explicit than "oh my gosh" if you lived in this place.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
What happened?
Oh, no way!
Man, you guys.
Yeah, this sticker will definitely stop the cops from seeing my number plate. You get the feeling this Corvette's front end was designed for exactly this type of scenario. See this man's nerdy collectibles? Well, they take hours to assemble. Hence the scream. This woman disrespected this ancient Mayan pyramid and then got cocky about it. And then, well, see for yourself. This driver has the uncanny ability to annoy people in front, to the left, to the right, and directly behind them.
Holy crap. Jeez.
No, a mommy plane hasn't just given birth to twins. This is called the Strato launch, and this is its maiden flight.
Holy crap.
This is one of the first flights of a Royal Navy-owned F-35B from the deck of the HMS Queen Elizabeth, so he'd better not get any scratches on it. Ah, the shoplifter's worst enemy, a locked door. When you carry out the world's most poorly planned robbery in the world's most helpful neighborhood. You need some guts to pull off this kind of tractor driving, but his brave actions stopped the fire in its tracks and gave the fire service more time to arrive. It's a good thing this team of adventurers has this calm, level-headed guy narrating this event for them. When you make all the men in the gym look like little girls. If you get sick on planes, then you might not want to watch this one struggling in the crosswinds. And here's another vomit-inducing landing. Mind you, it's Ryanair. This could just be a normal landing. Everybody has the right to drive to work in comfort. You have to assume that this woman is employed by the towing company for this specific reason. Here? What pier? Another Japanese harpoon ship encounter, this time with the Sea Shepherd ship Bob Barker. This pothole is the gift that keeps on giving. Jeeps are meant to be off-road vehicles, but there's off-road and then there's really off-road. It was going so well until Pennywise the Clown decided to claim another skateboard. It's a well-known fact that you can't outrun Mother Nature. She makes Usain Bolt look like an amateur.
Isla! Where's your phone?
You know how it is, you're a professional race driver, but sometimes you just forget where the track is. What could possibly go wrong with this world-class bit of car packing? You've seen planes doing tricks like this, but a helicopter? This B-52 is flying over Arrowhead Stadium. Luckily, it wasn't a fan of the rival team, otherwise things could have gotten ugly. And here's two UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters flying over Raven Stadium. Because military aviation is what football is all about, apparently. You should never illegally enter a building, but especially not through a window that's smaller than you. Yes, there's no better way to disguise your identity than with a completely transparent plastic bag. When she saw a 6-year-old boy wandering around in traffic, this bus driver's work schedule went straight out of her mind. After wandering away from school in the middle of the day and right into a busy intersection, the driver risked her own safety running into traffic to help the child. Canals don't come more polluted than this, but thanks to these amazing volunteers, it's now full of the only thing it should be full of: water. This might look like a terrible accident, but it's actually a grinding train, which removes small layers of metal from the track. Not the kind of thing you want to see if you're catching the train behind it, though. You've got to really like blowing bubbles to come up with this contraption. Nobody trusts pilots more than this guy. Even the jet seems to be nodding its approval. This is the last thing you want to deal with on your driving test.
What's going on right now? Holy shit. That's unbelievable. Awesome.
Wouldn't it be easier just to clean it with your toothbrush? Yeah, you see some strange things on the road in New York. And that used to be such a lovely canal lock gate. Oh well. There go those snapping moor lines again. Better cover your eyes. And that's why you should never get out of your car to argue with a Chick-fil-A employee.
This is why we're concerned, ma'am. Oh, God.
Filming your idiot friend performing an idiot car trick? Well, make sure you stand in an idiotic spot. How to look glamorous and snack at the same time, although you may end up with grease stains on that expensive wedding dress. These guys have taken the concept of face masks a little too literally. To be fair, maybe he had to go this fast to get back to the future. Here's a way to pick up your groceries that means you never have to sit in traffic again. This is an impressive sight, but also the kind of thing that would give Greta Thunberg a heart attack. Some criminals steal because they're poor or hungry, but some have different needs. First impressions count, and revealing yourself to your new neighbors as a porch pirate is one hell of a first impression. If the robots do take over one day, at least we'll know they'll be safety conscious, or maybe not, because this one was being controlled by a human who'd noticed the kid climbing and decided to come to the rescue. This deer managed to get itself tangled up in a bad way, but luckily there were good humans nearby. If you're a regular gym goer, then here's a reason why you should never miss out on Neck Day. Demolition videos are cool, right? Well, this one might just be the coolest.
Wow, that's awesome!
Scary from the ground, terrifying on board the plane. Are you one of those people who gets nervous driving in bad weather? Well, imagine trying to land a helicopter on a moving boat with winds like this. It was a good Monday for people in the clamp industry, and a terrible Monday for everyone else. Not the kind of car you want to tell your insurance company you've just cut up. Looks like the Florence spirit should have stayed in Florence, and these guys were responsible for the Renaissance? Yep, it's definitely time to get the tape out, or maybe even the super glue if it's really bad. The tow truck driver must really hate this ATV. Road rage isn't reserved for people who drive cars. Champagne is a classy drink and doesn't go with rude finger gestures. Secondhand smoke is dangerous. Secondhand liquid is disgusting. Nobody should run red lights, of course, but especially not when you're driving something this big. Either this Mazda hasn't been left in park, or it has some serious beef with the car in front of it. Here's the F-22 Raptor conducting some high-speed canyon maneuvers.
Is that your bike? Is that your bike?
And now, the least subtle bike thieves ever. The world's greatest criminals all have one thing in common. None of them are accident-prone. If it wasn't for these rescuers, the people on this South Korean ferry would have met a horrible watery fate. When an elephant gets itself into a situation like this, you need some seriously qualified vets to perform CPR, and that's exactly what they did. Luckily, these animals like humans a lot more than they like each other. This is known as candle ice, but don't bother trying to light it. Is it a missile? Nope, it's one of our planes. If you want to be in the Belgian Air Force, the training is pretty intense. Oh, who cares about road safety? Let's dance. With friends like these, who needs a nervous breakdown? So that's why my delivery was late and completely trashed. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be able to see inside that thing. Well, I never liked the front of our property anyway. Don't you hate it when you realize you're chasing entirely the wrong car? And that was the last day he ever supported his favorite team. You've heard of snow angels? Well, here's a snow devil getting a nice dose of karma. Now, I'm not a mechanic or anything, but I think this car might just have something wrong with it.
Oh my god! Huh? Yeah, good one.
Here's a great commercial for driverless cars. This is another F-22 Raptor, but this one's doing something called a power loop. When you've got a major fire on your hands, then it's time to bring out the big guns. Or the big water tanks in this case. This laptop thief could use a few upgrades to help with his processing speed, by which we mean his stupidity. If you're gonna steal as many sneakers as you can carry, then maybe take some kind of a bag? Here are some firefighters proving once again that fire isn't the only thing they need to rescue people from. Without a thought for their own safety, those heroes jump in, reach the victims, get them into a life jacket, and ultimately save the day. If you're stuck in a fast-flowing river, there's a limited number of ways you can be saved, and one of those is by helicopter. As we all know, there are only two things you should find in a parking lot: cars and bears. This incredible creature, the Phronema sedentaria, or monster in a barrel, was the inspiration for the film Alien, although this thing is a little bit less likely to eat your face. Oh, come on, there's no way that relatively small helicopter can lift that. Oh, never mind. Is he really out of control, or is this just a really good landing? This guy is well known for biking around New York City, balancing things on his head. Well, we've all got our talents. I suppose he must have a double garage at home. Now, I'm no sailor, but absolutely nothing about this looks right to me. Yep, and I was right. And now a crash that was supposed to happen. This is the Steve Irwin, an anti-whaling boat colliding with a Japanese whaling vessel. There's no need to secure a rally car to the back of a truck, right? It's not gonna roll off and smash up the engine and then roll off a cliff, right?
Funny watching that big-ass car slide so easily.
The world's most terrifying grocery shopping trip.
All you can hear is just the tires.
And that was why the sign on the fence said, "No kids." Looks like I can't be an idiot on this patch of ice. Let me try another. Who'd have thought that the internal combustion engine wouldn't mix well with water? Oh, turning left, are you? Well, I'm sure you won't mind if I do a quick U-turn and almost kill us both. Daddy-daughter time doesn't get more exciting than this. If you're looking for the dictionary definition of the word skill, then this pilot will be happy to demonstrate. If the aim was to completely trash an ATM, then these guys would have done a great job. Here's a tip for any criminals watching. Always try to avoid the part of the door that's not a door. How many kids have gotten their heads stuck in a hole over the years? Exactly the same amount that have been rescued by firefighters. Bus drivers must get used to avoiding stray animals, but when you see a stray child, you really need to go the extra mile. She wasted no time in pulling over, leaving the vehicle, picking the kid up, and bringing him back to the safety of the bus out of harm's way.
Oh my God. No. I'm shaking.
Sick and tired of doing soccer practice on a soccer pitch? Try this. This woman clearly lives in the Matrix.
Set, go.
When you're such a good stunt pilot that you can pour your drink without spilling a drop. This is the winner of the Red Bull Air Race, and you can see exactly why. The pilot, Kevin Coleman, has become renowned for his various airborne stunts and pulling off the kind of maneuvers that could make even Han Solo say nope. I'm sure that'll buff right out. He should probably avoid low bridges, but you just kinda know he won't. When a cruise aboard the Disney Dream turns into a nightmare.
I knew that was gonna happen.
There's nothing like a good barge launch. And this is nothing like a good barge launch. Always check your wing mirrors. It saves you hurting your vocal cords with all that screaming. You're telling me that Tesla's cameras and the driver's eyes couldn't spot all those construction cones? Ah, I see you have food. Allow me to drool all over your car seats. Let there be no doubt, this skateboarder's food is his top priority. There's no greater joy than seeing an idiot in a car being stopped by a cop in an unmarked car. Everyone loves a bit of road rage, right? But it's always best to indulge in this hobby when you're not right next to a police car. Is this James Bond? Nope, this is just how cool you have to be to join the Belgian Air Force. We all have times in our lives when we need a helping hand. Locked doors are also known as thief humblers. Yeah, maybe YouTube the how to break into a car video before you decide to carry out the crime.
Criminal is in its natural habitat. YouTube in a video on how to break into cars. Let us look further.
During this cyclone in India, several canines needed the helping hand of dog's best friend. Be careful when you're trying to rescue a seal. You might get a bite for your troubles. Some people have trouble parking a car. SpaceX has found a way to land rockets. The Las Vegas Sphere really knows how to kick off the Halloween season. This isn't exactly the perfect runway, so you need a perfect pilot to navigate it. This is how your Uber Eats order is delivered if you live in the Alps. Yes, the perfect vehicle for making quick, sharp turns around a mountain road. If there's one thing everyone needs in a car, it's a sense of rhythm. If your tugboat gets sucked under a bridge, then your tugboat shouldn't really be anywhere near a bridge, or water for that matter. Just a little to the left, just a little to the left, just a little, forget it. If you feel the need to fondle a cow, then you might want to sign up for a few dating apps. There's a tried and tested method to tow cars uphill, and this isn't it. Apparently there's a warning that this beach is not suitable for bathers. I wonder why. To be fair, we all feel like beating up our groceries from time to time, don't we? I know I do. For some people, a one-way street basically means a my-way street.
One-way street that way. One way.
Straight.
One way that way.
Is this the worst parking in the world? Or the best? This plane is landing during a storm. Let's hope there were plenty of vomit bags on board. A pretty cool Apache helicopter, but let's not ignore the most important thing here. That dog had sunglasses. What's the perfect cover for being a porch pirate? Being a delivery guy.
I don't think this is for you.
However, some delivery guys aren't delivery guys at all, as this terrifying footage shows. Luckily, his gun was no match for a good old-fashioned shove. A good coach should be there to catch you when you fall. Sometimes literally. It was just a normal day at work when these mechanics noticed the car they were working on had started to meow.
Hi. It's okay. Hi, kitty. Oh, you're cute.
Dogs are like part of the family. And if your family is silly, then they'll happily be silly too. Of all the things you don't want to find in your backyard, this thing must come somewhere near the top of the list. A close call as a firefighting plane swoops down to gather water by a family's yacht. Say what you like about Elon Musk, but these SpaceX rockets coming into land is an impressive sight. It's never a good sign when your car looks like it's about to throw up. This is obviously Aquaman's car. Needless to say, this is not the best ship to book your honeymoon cruise on. Just like kids, when a ship enters its teenage years, the parents, or captain, can completely lose control of it. Well, we all had to find ways to amuse ourselves during quarantine. And now, the highlight of our video. It's the finale of Who's the Biggest Idiot in a Car competition. How to open your beer with only several $100s worth of damage. Hang on, this isn't one of those waterproof phones? Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what parking sensors were invented for. Speeding in a school zone? Don't worry, there's always a friendly cop nearby to have a friendly chat with you about it. Not sure what the destination is, but I'm guessing it might be infinity and beyond. There's a 1 in a million chance things can go wrong while skydiving, so it's not always a good idea to use more people. This is about the best commercial the makers of this security gate could have ever asked for. Who needs a guard dog when your house has a lot of sharp corners? getting stuck in a tire, the last thing this cow wanted to see was a car. Luckily, these two cars contained two very kind motorists. The fire service and citizens teamed up to save this dog in Delhi. The only thing this dog's missing is a sequin shirt, some dancing shoes, and 4 judges marking him out of 10. She may seem casual about the fact that a tiger is biting her arm, but imagine how much she's screaming inside. We've shown you footage of the Red Bull Air Race, and now this is the course you have to fly to qualify for it. The flying demonstrated by these B-2 stealth bombers is pretty, stealthy? This is also the correct way to transport a dead python. Ever wondered where Goliath goes when he wants to buy new tires? When a big boat needs a little snack. Well, this looks like it's going okay. By the looks of this car, this isn't the first time he's transported things like this. This driver's clearly in a rush to start cycling. Apparently he doesn't realize what "do not pass" means until the driver gets out and screams it like Gandalf. If tree surgeons forget to check for bees, then they might end up needing real surgeons. Motorcyclists are pretty vulnerable, but here's one motorist who doesn't seem to care about that. Luckily, the police are there to give her a lesson in empathy. So close, yet so far away. Here's a POV of a rocket launch you don't often see. Let's just hope there was no cameraman involved, otherwise he might have gotten a little bit of a tan. It takes one seriously hefty plane to split the clouds apart. Want to be involved in contact sports but don't have a team to play for? Well, just become a robber instead. When you see this porch pirate running away, you'll be amazed. Mainly because she's stealing a package full of bricks. On a trip through the Australian outback, this motorcyclist found something very unexpected. An abandoned baby kangaroo.
Hello. I'll get some photos, some really good photos, and send them to you as well.
Greenkeepers don't just keep the golf course tidy, they also help golfers in distress.
Oh, that's backing up. Where is it? Oh, he found it.
Turtles have enough trouble getting around without worrying about a second head. What if they disagree on the destination? If you really want to go fishing but can't afford the equipment, then just go to this place and do it by hand. This is what eventually happens when two planes are very attracted to each other. Or maybe they're just refueling. This is one of those landings when you really regret booking a window seat. As we all know, a motorcycle is the quickest and most effective way to get through traffic. There's no way he's getting out of this situation. Or is there? This is why ships should have rear-view mirrors. If you thought some trucks were guilty of overloading, then take a look at this. Car manufacturers really need to start thinking about giants. Some people just won't take no for an answer. His cop neighbor thought he might like the flashing lights, but as you can see, he was wrong. Does this kid have a guilty conscience? An experienced shoplifter will never beat an experienced shoplifter watcher. From an idiot in the snow to an idiot in the rain. We just need an idiot in the hail now and we've got the full set. Do you ever wonder why there's a speed limit in place? Well, take a look what happens when two drivers get involved in a manhood measuring contest. If you need any vegetables chopped, then just throw them at this guy. Another fighter jet that hasn't been able to make it to the toilet on time. You know it hasn't been a successful robbery when the staff at the Apple store start feeling sorry for you.
Baby, just go, honey. Just go. It's gonna be all right, just go.
And now for a dramatic escape through a hotel window.
Don't tense up, man. Where are you going?
Well, almost. After pulling over the speeding car, the cops found that there was an unconscious girl inside being rushed to the hospital, so they decided to get her there even quicker. The job description for a pizza delivery guy is to, well, deliver pizzas. This guy, however, took it upon himself to rescue 5 children from their burning home as well.
It was getting worse by the second, and Bostic had to jump from the second story as he rescued the last child.
Even Buddha gets boogers sometimes. It's just that his tend to have wasps in them. So, muscle contractions can continue briefly after death due to stored energy and residual electrical impulses in nerve cells. But that doesn't make this any less horrific. Fish, anyone? A good runway is one where there are no people shouting duck. So, not this one then. This is a tilt rotor, and this is what it looks like taking off at high air humidity. How to weatherproof your bike. If you leave scooters alone for long enough and put on some romantic music, then they will start to multiply. The one thing you don't want to see when you're hauling in a massive anchor like this are the links in the chain almost giving way. Hey, I'm sailing here! I'm sailing here! In this town, the snow steers your car for you.
Stay in your car.
To be fair, I've never heard a rule saying you can't take cars on the subway. Never mess with someone who was an Olympic shoe hurling champion.
Dale, dale, dale.
This woman held up traffic for 2 blocks just because she refused to move her double-parked car. Maybe that FedEx van could deliver some justice by ramming her out of the way. If anything's liable to make you swerve off the road, it's idiots like this. An impressive bit of skywriting. Roughly translated, it says, "Help, I've lost control of my plane." Yes, it's just not a sporting event without some overhead military action. Never try to rob a man who's armed with snacks. These jewelry thieves weren't expecting to be foiled by a high-tech piece of anti-theft equipment. You know, like a hand. Yes, this kid may have left his dog's leash in the elevator door, but look how quickly he reacts to the situation and saves his precious pooch. It's not often you get this close to an eagle, but when you find one stuck in a spring trap, then the only thing you can do is spring into action. Oh, and catch it on film, of course. Rare footage of a glass octopus. This entire octopus is clear, except for its optic nerve, eyeballs, and digestive tract. So, no chance of privacy for this guy. Chinese high-speed trains. So fast and so stable. And a really good place to store all your loose change. Nothing can tear up the sky quite like an F-22 Raptor. The Airbus Beluga is moving more like its namesake than an actual plane. Luckily, they're okay. Unluckily, they decided to wear white clothes that day. Never park next to this guy. Here's why you never see ships gliding across the ocean on their side. People and ships should never stick their noses in where they don't belong. This is what happens when you get distracted by loud rock music. I'm sure this is better than it looks. Those 2 cars probably just needed a hug. Of course you can try my bike, darling. I can't see how this could ever go wrong. Not a great place to park, unless you've forgotten to take a shower that morning. Never perform your road rage in front of an audience, especially if there's only one audience member, and he's wearing a uniform. This track is carrying 2 loads, one you can see, and a load of idiocy. When 2 aviators fall in love and have a successful first date, this is often the result. There are half rainbows and full rainbows, and then there's this rainbow. How fast can your car reverse? These homeowners are about to find out. If you'd like a quick and easy way to make your shoplifting completely foolproof, then just give birth to 2 children. When this 92-year-old woman with dementia wandered away from her home, she was brought back home by an Amazon driver with a heart of gold. Yes, that's Hollywood superstar Brad Pitt, and this is him rescuing a small girl from being crushed by a massive crowd.
He rushes to her rescue and does his best to get the crowd to simmer down. Watch as he reassures 11-year-old Claudia, okay, it's okay.
If you hurt an ostrich's pride, then it might just hurt your everything. Just like some of the chicken and fish in your local supermarket, this guy is boneless. This is clearly one of those new age cars that runs on rainbows. Who needs all those extra wheels anyway? It's not often you see a ship sinking from the inside, but here you go. Believe it or not, it only took 2 minutes for this purposely sunk ship to be completely submerged. If this guy isn't drunk, then he should at least have a very thorough eye test.
Hey, what are you doing?
What's she doing? Why is she doing it?
Hey, you're cut. Turn the car off.
Who knows? She certainly doesn't.
Hey, no, turn the car off. Call the cops.
Armpit smelling and food fights. Couple of goals? Or just another example of karma? Every year they argue who's their grandma's favorite. So this girl decided to buy herself this sweatshirt, forge her grandma's writing, and the rest is pure prank poetry.
Look what Sarah got in an Eggo box!
What's it say?
It says Grandma's
No way out? No problem. This is one of those cars that's small enough to park right in the front room of your house, or other people's houses. Being in free fall is normal for a skydiver, but not so normal for a helicopter. If you enjoy watching fighter jets take off, then you might want to pick the least dusty location. When you want to steal a car, but don't particularly want the mother and 3 children who are still inside. If this guy had a match, then they would have made an even more desperate getaway. There are some neighbors you just don't want to be constantly on your doorstep, but I'm sure we'd all make an exception if they head over to put out a fire. If you start choking in school, you can only hope there's a teacher who knows the Heimlich maneuver nearby. That's a lot of oil. Looks like it's time for a good old-fashioned invasion. This walrus hates your boat. He doesn't care who knows it. Ladies and gentlemen, the quickest flight in history. A landing POV that you don't usually get to see. did you know that Mini Cooper has started making boats? If this happens first thing on a Monday, then you can bet it's not going to be a good week. Apparently, there's no escape from the Norwegian escape. I know what you're thinking. Was that hole tailor-made for that dock? No. Just no. Metal bollards, the wide car's worst enemy. This must be one seriously good Starbucks. At what point do you just go to a different store, though?
I've been here. I know, I've been here. That's not such a time.
Ah, well. It's Beverly Hills, so she can probably afford it. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, you know that intersection you're not supposed to block? Well, here's why. You mean ambulances need to get past us sometimes? Nobody told me that. Yeah, okay, that's not weird at all. Here it is, everyone, the answer to all your rush hour traffic problems. Stealing people's shoes in a mosque is pretty low, but luckily CCTV can often see just as much as any heavenly being. It's strange how two large burglars with heavy tools can be scared off by a man effectively saying, "Hey, stop that." How she managed to get into this mess is almost as interesting as how she got out of it. At least she can see the funny side, and her friends definitely do. We're gonna say that alcohol might have been involved here. It's not often you get to see a firefighter fighting a fire. From the firefighter's point of view, yes, this is a two-headed snake, which means it has the ability to terrify you twice. Yeah, I might just go for a swim somewhere else. Whether this is fog or smoke, it just doesn't look good. This is the police's tactical unit arriving at a shooting in LA, an intimidating sight and sound for any criminal. And now, an entirely new kind of motorcycle. Watching this guy is more entertaining than anything you could find on that TV. You wouldn't think a tiny tugboat could save a huge ship from disaster. Here's the proof.
Look, lost him, oh! Jump!
Well, there goes the anchor. Forever. And now, a driver who thinks he's in a Hollywood chase scene.
Oh my God! Holy smoke! Ah! Get it!
In a parallel universe, there was one not very safe passenger in that passenger seat. This biker's clearly having a great time, until he realizes he's quite literally burnt rubber. A whole tire full. Caught between a rock and a hard place, even the dog's thinking, "You idiot." Here's someone who's clearly forgotten that brakes are a thing. If you do this to a fire truck, then they've got every right to make some serious adjustments to your bodywork. Don't stand near the back of this thing, unless you've got a cigar that just won't light. This report about a cannabis farm bust suddenly got very real. I wonder if that teenager has stopped running yet. Looking for a way to steal an ATM without drawing attention to yourself? Well, maybe don't use an excavator. Some cops just don't want to retire, and this one's still serving his community at 84 years old. Working part-time for the police department, he's not only well-known in the local community, but also well-loved.
It's in my blood, I just can't quit.
After nearly 20 years in the Air Force and almost 50 in law enforcement, he's not slowing down anytime soon.
I just want to work. I still want to interact with the public.
Trees don't always spring up on their own. Sometimes it takes a green-fingered hero to make it happen. Raccoons and poodles and bubbles go together like, well, nothing really. Nothing to worry about, just a random fireball in the sky above our backyard. And now some good old-fashioned desert-based plane racing. That's a thing, right? Firefighting aircraft pilots need nerves of steel, just like this one over a forest fire in Argentina. It's not a bike, it's not a motorbike, and it's made of wood. What are those things? You can laugh, but I bet this guy never has trouble finding a parking place. Everything about this man's body language screams, whoops! You know how it is. Sometimes you just need a little nap in the middle of the working day. This delivery driver in this clip almost delivered something into his own underpants. Sadly, there's no minimum IQ required when you're buying an expensive car. This kid decided to be cruel, so the universe took his shoe as a cruelty tax. Akimbo tip: if you feel the need to cut up an emergency vehicle, make sure you don't do it in front of a cop. And now a visual representation of the word whoa. This is why blind people shouldn't be allowed to drive cars. To lift one of these, you need a helicopter with some junk in the trunk. Sick of cycling on the road? Why not give the sky a try? Some criminals are more thoughtful than others and will give you more than enough time to grab a nearby police officer. Never judge the effectiveness of a guard dog by their size. When an ambulance needs to reach people in a flood, there's only one way for them to do it. You know how we said that not all heroes wear capes? Well, the window cleaners at this children's hospital certainly do. I'm not an expert, but I'm gonna say that this house has a slight bee problem. Yes, it's the new Miracle Bike from BMX. We've all had those annoying friends who copy everything you do. A tire detached from this Boeing 747 Dreamlifter just as it was taking off from an airport in Italy. Luckily, it eventually landed safely at its destination. You might think this is a small car, but you should see how big the remote control is. This gives new meaning to the phrase picking up chicks. Anyone want to buy a ticket for a boat ride? No? Suit yourself. This is what is commonly known as a bad day at the office. You have to be very aware of your bad parking skills to get out of the car like this.
He hit my car on the highway, ain't trying to leave! He hit my car on the highway, ain't trying to leave!
This guy appears to be slightly angry about something.
I need that, bro. Look what you did, bro. You up my shit, bro. I just got this whip. Come on, man. What is your name? I need all that, bro.
I'm sorry, sir.
They know I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, bro, calm the down, man.
What do you mean calm down, bro? 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 You about to assault me when you hit my whip?
No,
you about to assault me?
man.
You about to assault me when you hit my whip? Huh?
Here's someone cutting up a bus at precisely the wrong moment. Or right moment, depending on whose side you're on. Oh, so you think it's funny to touch people's food, eh? This was a newbie bus driver, and you can kind of tell, can't you? You know you've found a road rage idiot when they're not only willing to endanger someone's life, but also all of their passengers. Scared of heights? Too late. If you want a DIY hot tub, then all you need is an ocean and a fighter jet. What's worse than stealing a motorcycle, failing to start it, and then being stopped by the police? How about being stopped by the army? The moral of the story? Never steal gas from a guy who's having a really bad Monday. When people are stranded on the side of the road, that's when a good Samaritan is needed the most. Many drivers passed this vehicle stuck in a snowdrift, but only one stopped to help, and luckily he had a tow rope. These kind-hearted folks are handing out gifts to local parents who need a bit of extra help during the holiday season.
This is a hard time. I mean, they're trying to come up with a story for why Santa didn't come. That's why we provide the food, the paper goods. That way this holiday season, for the families we're supporting, it's all about getting that quality time together.
This little guy is called a waving octopus. Guess why? It's not often you see a man-made rainbow. Could this be the closest thing we've got to a UFO? Has this thing even been mistaken for a UFO? Probably. When it comes to flying in formation, the pilots at this air show make it look like it's child's play. How many cars is too many cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, this many. No amount of medication can help with wind like this. Not sure if this driver's getting on or off the boat. In fact, he might not be either. Well, nobody really needed those pipes anyway. Yeah, that'll just buff right out. Lizzo's in the back, and Cardi B's about to find out. This mom is about to get 2 shocks for the price of 1. Some bikes just aren't built for this level of enthusiasm. Ah, the old 2 cars reversing into each other maneuver. Classic. This parking job was brought to you by the makers of Tetris. It's not often a plane almost gets caught on a barbed wire fence. The red arrows, from the red arrows' point of view. Ah yes, I've heard of these. It's a package that makes you deliver something into your own pants. This woman waited patiently for her phone to be fixed, and then made a high-speed escape. Or at least she would have, if it hadn't been for one of those confounded doors. When you need rescuing from a raging torrent like this, someone with serious jet ski skills comes in extremely handy. Going on a mission to rescue trapped miners requires nerves of steel, not least because you could end up joining them. Dolphins decided to show these surfers how you really catch a wave. This graceful and rare creature is a black leopard. Pretty hard to see the spots on this one. This Russian helicopter has moves like Michael Jackson. On the scale of tricky landings, this one has to be somewhere near the top. Wait, if the umbrella is out on its own, then what happened to Mary Poppins? Oh, I see. Well, I suppose you can't use a sheepdog, and there's no such thing as a goat dog. No, it's not a very bad and very slow accident. This is how ships are scrapped. The futility of a tiny boat trying to break up a fight between 2 larger boats. Every Aston Martin lover within a mile was screaming when this happened. Horn? I don't hear no stinking horn. This guy tries to pay for AirPods with a counterfeit bill, but ends up with a pretty hefty bill of his own. Ah, the noble art of fish slapping. It's sometimes okay to live life on your own terms and go in the direction you want to go, but not when you're on the road. Another U-turn by someone who only ever thinks about me. You know you've witnessed a low landing when people nearby have to duck. Even planes need a nap from time to time. Yes, you may be good at shoplifting, but that doesn't mean you're any good at packing your own trunk. Hiding your face while performing robbery is a skill. Lesson 1, always hide it on the way out and the way in. Rescuing a cat is only the first part of the overall rescue mission. The aftercare is just as important. These real-life superheroes rehabilitated them, gave them their shots, and basically treat them so well that these cats are almost sad to finally be adopted.
Come on, mates! Hold on! Hold on!
When this lifeboat crew heard about a man and a dog in trouble, they weren't sure if the ferocity of the sea would prevent them from carrying out a rescue. Luckily, these heroes came through. On this train, you might want to pay a bit extra for the first-class compartment. Just a helicopter dropping his kid off at school. There's having a good view of the fireworks display, then there's getting as close as these guys. And he thought the water was gonna be the main issue. You should never ride a motorcycle while you're high, unless it's this one. If you buy a historic riverfront mansion, then you should expect to be crashed into by a big ship or two. Whoever the captain of this ship is, he clearly hates people who sail. How dare you block me when I'm driving down the wrong side of the highway? Don't you realize this road was created for me and me alone? The scariest trailer since the one for The Exorcist. Is there a law that says you can't have 3 people on a motorcycle? Or is it just common sense?
Go back. You have to go back. Nope. Back.
Aw, look at the angry man being forced to drive like all the other human beings. Poor thing.
Back. This is your... No.
You might not realize it, but this guy runs a very successful car demolition business. This highway is lucky enough to boast a wide variety of idiots, and we've captured some footage for your viewing pleasure. Not all helipads are created equal, but not all of them have to deal with a helicopter this massive. This is the helicopter equivalent of an airbag, emergency flotation gear deployed during an emergency landing. Some people steal to support a drug habit, but when you steal to support a chocolate habit, you can really cut out the middleman. The owners of this house were away, but when the neighbors heard sounds, they alerted a nearby relative. And, well, you can see what happened next. Here's a child being rescued through a ceiling after the earthquakes in Turkey. Swimming pools and baby deer are never a good combination, but luckily this guy sprang into action. Ugh, can't you just go swimming with your friends without those needy humpback whales trying to join in? If cricket infestations like this become a regular occurrence, then you might want to consider moving. Mind you, good luck selling this house.
It was nowhere near this bad when he left because he's been continuously leaf blowing and pressure washing them.
If you don't live anywhere near a beach, but you do own a small plane, then why not try truck surfing? Some repairmen have a slightly harder and more exciting job than others. Reversing level master. The two pickup trucks look pretty normal, right? Well, wait for it. This ship was hit by a rocket off the coast of Yemen, and that's not something you can just fix with a roll of duct tape. Why not take a relaxing vacation in Honduras? Just maybe not at this precise location. It's always amazing how certain drivers think that the entire system of roads in any given area should be reserved for them, like a table in a restaurant.
Because I need them! I don't fit! I'm 140 feet long!
Ironic that he should be driving a black car, given it's the same color as a funeral car. This guy has great fun smashing that windscreen, and then celebrates by smashing his own face on the sidewalk. It's strange how instant karma can so often be wet in nature. To be fair, this can't be easy to drive, but then those street lamps sure can't be easy to fix either. KFC. The Colonel won't tell you about his special recipe, and he also won't help you get your car out of situations like this. Never arrange a pool party if your neighbor owns a helicopter. The SR-71 Blackbird accelerating past the sound barrier as it climbs to higher elevation. Just taking a few seconds out of your day to help someone can make a huge difference to their day. After this car broke through the barrier and went straight into an icy river, a nearby cop rescued her from an almost certain death.
Девушка, которая была за рулем, не справилась с управлением на скользкой дороге после столкновения с другим автомобилем.
And the prize for most ingenious way to get rid of bugs goes to... Frozen, liquid, a bit of both. It doesn't matter what kind of water it is, this guy will rock it. This is a wingsuit. It's also a very weird sight because you're basically seeing a man falling in style. The Norwegian Air Force are used to bad weather conditions, as the pilot of this B-1B Lancer ably demonstrates. I mean, there's a chance it's supposed to look like this, but probably not. Have you ever been winked at by a car? You have now. What? You've never seen cars falling out of a chopped boat before? If you thought you were having a bad day, then take a look at this. For a moment, he was almost the filling inside a truck sandwich. Ah, yes, a nice slow turn into a nice fast road.
You can find somewhere else to stay.
Jesus!
Stay at our place.
What is wrong with you?
Just because it's a barbecue doesn't mean everything's edible. Self-defense, swimming pool style. Well, I'm sure that guy was planning to respray his car soon anyway.
Ja pierdolę. Jak drzwi już wgniotła.
Haters gonna hate, and idiot driver gonna idiot. You know the way you used to catch a lift on your friend's bike when you were a kid? Well, this is the same kind of thing. This is known as the square loop, and it's just as difficult to perform as it is to believe you're watching it. There's always time for a little victory dance.
What you got?
Yeah, seems like a legit place to get your Black Friday deals.
How much they is?
These are 30, these are 20.
Oh, okay. Turn them around.
I give you a deal, I'll give you 2 for 40.
For real?
Yeah, they real, I just stole them out.
From being stranded in the snow, to having trouble crossing the street, to even just leaving a door open, little by little, good deeds are capable of changing the world. Sometimes even robots need to rely on the kindness of humans. You know how with some paintings, their eyes follow you around the room? Well, with these paintings, they use their entire bodies. Wow, these new Jenga sets are getting really intricate. When a plane has a mechanical issue of this nature, this is not the seat you want to be sitting in. Even though jet engines are designed to tolerate heavy storms, seeing them in action on the ground looks terrifying. Surely this isn't legal or possible.
Bruh, I'm going 50 right now. Bruh.
It's like a traveling museum for classic cars. Try to contain your excitement as this vessel loses 5 containers. You have to imagine that this isn't going to be easy to fix. Another biker almost gets scraped up off the road thanks to the massive ego of a driver. This is either a standard coolant flush, or the woman recording is very rude for not giving this guy a heads up.
Oiga, se le está tirando el agua. Oiga.
When a road rage incident turns into a road rage embarrassment. I'm so angry, I'm gonna destroy my own wing mirror. Now, we don't want to see people hurt, not even idiots, but it's always quite satisfying when it almost happens. When showing off almost turns into showing up at the emergency room. Did you know you could put a British Aerospace Harrier into reverse? Well, you do now. No, it's not in slow motion. It's just a very cautious landing in a very strong wind.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
If you steal diapers, then you might find yourself in some serious crap. And now some impressive close-up magic. This woman's bag is miraculously much bigger on the inside.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Pick up what's yours and leave. Oh, this is not okay. Yeah, you know what else is not okay? Stealing from us.
Firefighters showing their multiple skills by rescuing someone from a collapsed building. Recovery, CPR, dealing with shock, these guys have it covered. When people were alerted to a dog trapped in icy water, it was clear that something had to be done, and fast. Don't we all want to travel by Victorian rickshaw pulled by a robot dog? This man is living the dream.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Yeah!
And now, a new section of our videos called Who Needs a Skateboard Anyway? A flying chainsaw next to some power lines. What could go wrong? These Argentine Air Force pilots show how low they can go in the Pucará aircraft. Only in Costa Rica do you have to stop for bananas. To be fair, he was gonna be 5 minutes late for work. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the worst parking job ever recorded on film. These two tall ships look priceless. Which is a shame. Point, you're really gonna hope that some lights start flashing on top of that white car. And guess what? They will! Yay! These are a new design of scooter produced by the Domino Company. Hey, take a picture of me in front of the tsunami. Yeah, why wait until it's your right of way? It's only human life. This is filmed from the POV of an ambulance. But hey, the guy's gotta get to IKEA. It's an emergency. Here's another cloud splitter. On that note, doesn't cloud splitter sound like it could be a name from Game of Thrones? Whoa, wait a minute. What was in that brownie I just ate? Watch the raw panic of this bank robber as he tries to break his way through this locked door. And then realizes it's not locked. the green fingers of this plant thief didn't stop her from being caught red-handed. If a moose is trapped in the snow, then a snow shovel seems like the appropriate instrument to solve the issue.
Okay, all right, little beat. Okay,
Yep. Oh, thank God.
If only strangers would come together more often, like they did to rescue this drowning girl. You don't want to be anywhere nearby when this dog is fetching a bone. He may not be a real eagle, but he needs to have the same head for heights as one. This is why planes should be fitted with those things that beep when you're reversing.
Oh, it did. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. It looked like it.
Pretty special moment. Although whoever owns that car probably isn't too impressed.
Came in for the embers. Stayed out for the creek.
City rats enjoy a drive through the country just as much as city people do.
And I brought a f***ing rat with me from Brooklyn. Holy sh**. Where'd it go? Okay.
Crashing into a dock is one thing, but crashing into a dock full of cranes is entirely another. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the captain of this ship had several strong drinks that night. Ah, I've heard about this creature. It's the human centaur. So you use your turn signal once you've already turned? That's how they work, right? This guy's friend really gets a kick out of being kicked. It's always inspiring to watch two world-class athletes in training. Why should I have to line up? I'm special. Oh wait, I just remembered I'm not. Red is a color most associated with anger. Coincidence? On Valentine's Day, you can often see two planes flying along together, holding each other's wings. If you can make your helicopter float around like a leaf in the breeze, then you might just be a good pilot. This kid spotted a burglar in his house, who then tried to convince him that he'd only entered the house because he'd seen someone in the house. Genius. This guy has all the hallmarks of a classic cartoon burglar. He's accident-prone, has a huge oversized sack. All he needs is a black and white striped jersey. It's those brave lifeboat guys again, this time rescuing a small girl stranded on an inflatable dinghy.
Got it? Pull it down, Nick. Come on, sweetheart.
Please help!
Come on. It's all right. Sit there. Once you're safe now, aren't you? Come on. We'll get you back to your parents, yeah?
This poor little pooch was found abandoned on a small fishing shack. But on the other hand, that's how he found his forever home. You get the impression that this frog has finally had enough of monkey bullying. Were these reindeer born with one antler each? No, this is how they look when they're shedding them. How big is this helicopter? It's carrying 2 Humvees over the Yuma, Arizona desert big. The only way to travel on water is by plane. Although, according to the safety demonstrations I've seen, you probably shouldn't open the emergency hatch mid-flight. For a load this heavy, you need a seriously sturdy vehicle. What happened here? Did Godzilla take a bite out of it? A new and original way to unload your cargo. For this guy, wing mirrors were an optional extra. And with that, Joe's first day also became his last day. Everything has been delicately prepared for the perfect meal.
Aquí son más ricos.
This is why you should never bowl overhand. If you blink, you might miss this clip, and the driver who's in it. Some drivers just can't see a car-shaped space without grabbing it for themselves. Yeah, when it comes to robberies, I always choose a sledgehammer over planning and preparation. These guys fail so hard at this robbery that it's almost criminal? We all need good friends who aren't afraid to grab us by the feet every now and then. After saving a family's life, this Spanish Civil Guard helicopter made an emergency landing in the middle of this soccer match. You need to be a pretty good pianist to play the instrument via a robot turtle's fingers. And now, the greatest jewelry heist in history. If you've just had lunch and want to keep it inside, then look away now. And here's some more vomit-inducing footage, this time from the cockpit during a very rough landing.
100. 50. 30, 20, 10.
Hey, remember that excavator we picked up? No, what excavator? This car has always wanted to play basketball.
Foul. Might need a little rotating balance or something, huh? You think?
This is Critter 5, and it lives under the sea. Poetry. Doesn't that look like a perfect parking spot? Well, it isn't. This was clearly a bad decision, but hey, at least we get to laugh at him. That's the important thing. this could be the start of the worst day at the office ever. And he doesn't even have an office. Yeah, this looks like the perfect place to take my motorcycle. When it comes to bad weather, this truck might as well be a convertible.
Meu, chuva de granizo, tá? Olha aí, cara. Ai, meus dedos. Ai, caralho. Meu caralho. Ai, filha da puta. Ai, demônio. Ai, de pedra aqui, cara. Ai, 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 vai quebrar. Me dá pano.
Can he do it? Well, I'll give you a hint. The answer isn't yes. Yeah, you can probably drop packages off much quicker by driving with the door open. Should I land? Should I land? Nah, I've changed my mind. London Heathrow, where the house prices should be significantly lower. Don't you just hate it when you arrive just a little too late to wave your gun at people? Oh, well, might as well just go home then. Horticulture theft is a hot topic right now, but only if you're stealing chilies.
Excuse me, can you not come and steal from like go into my B&B? Oh, can you give me back all of those chilies? What? Can you give me back those chilies and the basil? That is mine.
When these poor horses got themselves stuck in ice, there was no way they were escaping without a hand from these human heroes. This frozen deer needed the warmth of a human heart to thaw him out. It's important to express your own inner unicorn, even if you're a pigeon. This is impressive, but you have to assume that if one goes over, they all go over. Nobody flies in formation quite as flawlessly as the Red Arrows. Why do pilots always feel the need to pour a drink when they're upside down? Need to close your tailgate but can't be bothered stopping? In a parallel universe, this guy has just become roadkill. All the captain wanted was a brief nap. What's so wrong about that? Why doesn't it sink? This must be witchcraft. Or engineering. One of the two. Well, thank God that poor quality door made up for that poor quality driver. Why use a bridge when you can go the stupid way?
Para que puedan pasar las personas. Pero piensan que como uno está loco, está pendejo para pasarse por ahí. No, ni verga.
Luckily, you can't be arrested for impersonating a bush.
Oh my god. Nice action.
Here's an auto bully forcing his way into traffic. But one bullying victim just isn't gonna stand for it. And on the subject of bullying, it's also important not to pick on people who are about 100 times bigger than you. Imagine dropping the kids off at school in one of these. After all, it is the same color as a school bus. When you retire, you have more time to dedicate to your hobbies. Perhaps too much time. When you steal a tractor, so you can steal motorcycles. Who'd have thought a life of crime would be so complicated?
I've got a tractor, massive tractor, he's not stopping, he's not stopping. Okay, he's run over the bikes, everybody stay well clear of this tractor. Okay, he's dropped the bucket, turning right onto Tudor. No, he's straightened up. Darley Street, stand by, he's on 2 wheels. Just broken the gate, he's going to be hitting the railway lines.
Here's a home invader caught on camera, and he's very, very bad at it. This pregnant woman was bravely rescued from a cyclone only 24 hours before she gave birth.
Oh my God, I got one.
After a bad storm, these kittens badly needed rescuing, even if they weren't entirely keen on the idea.
Got you.
Yay! Oh, he's cute.
Oh my goodness.
If you buy an apartment in the building, you may get the occasional interruption. Nature at its most violent can still be a beautiful sight. An impressive parallel landing at San Francisco Airport. The most amazing thing about this emergency landing is how calm the motorists seem to be. Whoever said that steps were purely meant for humans? Yay! I've just completely destroyed the only thing that gives my life meaning. Yay! As we've seen before, cranes and ships just don't get along. So, you know when you park? Well, that's when you put the car in park. Simple. Yeah, that looks legit. I'm sure that's exactly how it works. The eyes of karma are everywhere.
Just go get the ball and put it up.
Sorry. See ya. He bet $20 that he could climb up without using his hands. Easy money, right?
Pueden dar mis 20, no.
Apparently, you can't even get back to nature without encountering road rage. Moments like this are why God invented rear-view mirrors. It's like he's creating a new road in the sky. The phrase drive-by is never a positive thing. A flyby, however, can be pretty impressive. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the unstealable car. Luckily, this guy was soon sent to prison in Toy Town. After being saved by these humans, the only way this kangaroo could show his appreciation was with a good, firm handshake. Whatever you expect to find underwater, an art gallery generally isn't on the top of the list. They call this boomerang pizza because you always come back for a second slice. This is what is known in the aviation world as showing off. That's a pretty low pass. Maybe he's the reason those streetlights are bent. Before this encounter, a cop had stopped this vehicle for traveling at a high rate of speed, but what followed was an even higher rate of profanity. Once again, we have proof that you don't need to be female to be a Karen.
The speed limit here is 50 and you were going 72.
Okay, so was everyone else around me, but...
No, you were catching up to the vehicles that you got up to.
What's his explanation for speeding and refusing to pull over immediately? Oh, right, yeah. It was everybody else's fault.
Is there a reason that you didn't pull over when I,
Where was I going to pull over with all the traffic?
Okay, I'll take your driver's license proof insurance, please.
I mean, why...
What does the law say when...
wait to turn the lights on?
I turned the lights...
Right here
no, I turned the lights on at the light.
Right? No, you...
No, yes, I did. Nice
Bullshit,
video.
dude.
Give me your
Bullshit.
license,
Show me the video.
Give me your license,
You want to
please.
be a lying piece of shit.
I'll show it to you at court.
Just like his driving, this guy goes from 0 to 100 pretty quick when it comes to anger. And yes, as any good anger management counselor knows, there's no better way to calm yourself down than by insulting and cursing at a police officer.
Aren't you supposed to wait until it's safe to pull over, or should I pull over in all traffic?
The law states that when lights and
When it's
sirens are
safe.
prior to you, you are to yield to the right, slow down, and stop.
I did.
Okay.
When the lights came on.
Sir, do you have a current proof of insurance?
Keep starting, dude.
And he just doesn't stop. Has anyone got any popcorn?
Is there a reason you're so upset today, sir?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Okay, you can have this back. Stay in the vehicle. I'll be back with you in just a minute.
A reasonable question with a not so reasonable answer.
Okay, back at
Watch you follow me past the intersection before you put the lights on.
Okay. I need a signature here. It's not admission of guilt, just acknowledge of the ticket.
He's just trying to go back here and lie some more. Why don't you go eat some more donuts there, Tubby?
And he's still going, even fat shaming. I'm pretty sure cops aren't obliged to protect, serve, and be told they're morbidly obese.
Your court date is May 8th. You're required to appear.
Send you a bill for my
Fort
time.
Park
You want to
Mayor's
hold me
Court,
up?
sir.
Get the out of here, you piece of shit.
Drive carefully,
Go do
sir.
your job.
Drive carefully.
Real
Take care.
job.
This lovely individual was eventually charged with doing 72 in a 50 zone and being a complete and utter bag. It's a worrying moment when you suddenly realize you're being overtaken by your own boat. No stupid sign was gonna stop him from making his delivery. What would huge ships do without tugboats? Well, they wouldn't have huge holes in them for a start. Something tells me this could have been caused by a loading issue. There's a word for drivers who do this, but we can't use it. Akimbo is a family channel. Well, there goes the entertainment. Dogs are naturals at herding cattle, but some cattle are clearly not aware of that fact. Here's another case of lion versus tiger, and if you're traveling down this road, it's also a pretty good reason for arriving late for work. This car clearly hates garbage. Sadly, this isn't the start of a romantic comedy about rich people. How would you like to celebrate your 100th birthday? Like this, please. 6 pilots who've never been told that smoking is bad for your health. Just like humans, it's often the small guy who starts the fight. Goat versus horse is a bit like a featherweight boxer versus a heavyweight, except featherweight boxers usually don't have horns.
George!
If you're gonna carry out a burglary, then you might as well spread a bit of Christmas cheer while you're there. Why cover your face with a mask when you can use a huge pan? It must be a gourmet burglary. Just a normal morning defying gravity backstage at the circus. Cleaning snow off a snake isn't the most common job in the world, but I suppose someone's got to do it. A plane taking off with a strong crosswind does not look like it should work. This helicopter commando demo really shows what these guys are capable of. When your bike runs away from home. Some tugboats have a tough life. This one was not only abandoned, but now it's sinking. What's next? The breakup of its marriage? Well, it looks like somebody's gonna be making a late and wet delivery. Yep, someone's been under a low bridge recently. You can tell that this car has finally given up on life. When your hospital fashion show is cut short. Don't be too ambitious with your wedding dances, particularly if you've already had a few glasses of champagne. How to dismantle your car without using a single tool. In the age of Ring doorbells, it's just not as easy to pull off a hit and run anymore. Flying in formation can't be easy. I mean, where do they rehearse? Aviation on a smaller scale now, but no less impressive. And speaking of heavyweights, even Tyson Fury wouldn't want to face one of these things. Here it is, the giraffe equivalent of a punch below the belt.
Oh! Oh my god!
These orcas are either very happy or very upset to see this boat. Sometimes Mother Nature creates her own water slides, but they can only be used by the strictly non-claustrophobic. What the crowd sees versus what the pilot sees. The song Smooth Ride was specifically written about this bike. Yes, what you're looking at is one of the finest collections anywhere of men with really small genitals. The only thing this supply vessel seems to be supplying is water to itself.
Tsunami batıyor şu anda. Hızlı batıyor.
This cargo ship drifted to shore in a storm and hit the pier of the shipyard, and the crew swore like sailors. Those tires won't get inflated anytime soon, but they'll be completely dust-free. She had loads of empty space to back into, but she chose a solid object instead. This man's clearly thinking, I don't get paid enough for this. And he's right, nobody does. Good shot. Unfortunately, there's a whole lot of oops spraying out of that ceiling. Nobody has ever regretted parking somewhere as much as this guy. Not quite a hit and run, but it's certainly a scrape and run. Yeah, there's just no way humans have discovered alien technology. No way at all. It's about time motorcyclists developed a way to stay safer on the road. As we all know, pink is the angriest of all colors. You certainly wouldn't want to be the referee for this fight. Yeah, that's impressive. But can she record a voiceover for 95 video clips without running out of breath? Ha, I doubt it. Nobody ever taught this goat the difference between horizontal and vertical. We're gonna say that this interesting landing wasn't part of the plan.
¿Qué pasado?
Here's the raptor again, making its dinosaur namesake look meek and mild by comparison. Obviously just on his way to pick up some groceries. Sometimes all we need is just a little push in life. Sick of waiting in line at the car wash? Try this alternative. Another shipping route with yet another strangely unexpected bridge. DIY repairs can be effective, but ugly. Check out my amazing car. The chicks dig it. There's nothing more amusing than taking your girlfriend literally.
Oh.
When ballroom dancers travel in separate cars. Nobody needs fried chicken badly enough to attempt this.
I gotta record this person's face. Like, what were you thinking? I don't mind. I'm just curious what you were thinking. This is insane.
A new and inventive way to say good morning to your neighbor. This is so perfect, it's almost like they've been stenciled onto the sky. If you fly one of these, you better have some serious faith in your leg muscles. Cramp is not an option. Yeah! If trees had legs, they'd have been running away as soon as this fight got started. It's like Batman and the Joker. Only one can survive. This guy just wants the world on a stick, and he appears to have gotten it. Well, it's cheaper than buying a car. This is what it looks like when you land in 75-mile-per-hour crosswinds. Feeling queasy yet? How does the space shuttle get up into space? Well, it needs a tiny bit of assistance.
Stop right there.
Two honey badgers and 8 lions. Those lions better get some backup. Who would win, mink or rabbit? And which one would make a better coat for Cruella de Vil? And here's the precise reason why that possum didn't want to be caught by those baboons. Is he changing lanes? Is he going straight? Does he have no respect for the laws of physics? You probably shouldn't get into a road rage argument with this guy. He just might be carrying a weapon. Weasel and a seagull, fighting in a place that doesn't give either of them any advantage. Once more, this rubbing heads thing just isn't an effective method of attack. How much horsepower do you think your ass could handle? Alpacas have big necks, and they know how to use them. Two goats fight it out to determine who the real goat is. How to tow a Maserati. It's bumper away. Who needs to see out of the front of the car? Or the back? In fact, who needs to live? This is a battle for animals who really can't be bothered to have a battle. That's right, a woman genuinely just said, we should stop them before they get hurt.
We should stop them before they get hurt.
This is a VTOL, or vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. But then you don't need me to tell you that. You've got eyes. Do you have trouble telling the difference between crocodiles and alligators? Well, here they are side by side, trying to kill each other. Baby Rottweilers, almost as scary as their parents. What are you doing? Sitting down watching a YouTube video? Get up and do this instead. Actually, no, don't. I take it all back. If you can hear monkeys on your landline, then you might live near this place. Again, is this a fight or just a very enthusiastic mating ritual? How did these two even meet? Vapor trails aren't always pretty, but this landing uses them to stunning effect. This is the kind of thing that teenage drivers usually do in empty parking lots. Yeah, this is not what I was expecting to find up here. Well, here's an animal fight you wouldn't usually see on National Geographic. Many brushes make light work. River? I just see a slightly wet stretch of road. It's always important to make sure that your dog isn't bored, especially if it's by a wild boar. Can this weekend owl survive being mugged by this gang of crows? You might be surprised. Here's a prime example of why men should never be in charge of nuclear weapons. Here's a cat who fluffed around and found out. Have you ever seen a praying mantis hunt? Well, they've got a pretty big appetite. What's more difficult than landing on the water? Landing on the smallest bit of dry land you can find. A B-2 stealth bomber in a location that couldn't look any less like a war zone. Apparently, an angry fox is no match for a very relaxed cat behind a tree. When two animals you shouldn't mess with start messing with each other, it's probably best to switch off your camera and run.
Oh my God, baby.
Oh. Impressive, but how do you find out you can do this? He's not the greatest basketball player in the world, but he's certainly big enough. This FedEx plane with no landing gear skidded off the runway, but still managed to land safely. A failed stunt saved by a very skilled landing. And just to prove my MMA theory from earlier, here are some kangaroos performing Taekwondo. Just to prove that there's very little difference between humans and animals, here's two men fighting over a woman. Now, I'm no mechanic, but I'm pretty sure this is not meant to happen. Trucks shouldn't be bendy, right?
Nothing wrong with it. Not even broken in the middle a little bit. Again! Do it again!
Even the smallest loads need to be safely secured. No matter where you are, there's always time for a selfie. Spectator view versus pilot view. Which one's your favorite? Let us know down in the comments. Okay, let's make this a fair fight. Me against both of you. Mongoose versus Cobra is a battle as old as time, although it doesn't always last too long. Hello? Ghostbusters? The tree in my backyard has turned into an unholy green monster. This is an Atlantic black sea hare, and yes, it's terrifying. Usually you want to avoid flying hornets, but not this time. And we finish with perhaps the most stunning view yet of an aviator in action. Has anyone ever thought of separating the giraffes and the ostriches? It's Mongoose and Cobra again, but this fight seems to go on forever. At first, you find yourself really concerned about the small girl in the cockpit, and then you get a sense of scale. We're not sure what's in that oil drum, but it must be worth fighting over. This snake should probably go for more realistic opponents. How about a mongoose? This is clearly a swimming pool lifeguard from the future. Sometimes it's almost impossible to find a quiet place to read. The cat who'd finally had enough. Leave it, man. They ain't worth it. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, really, is it a plane? I've never seen one of those. The most extreme photobomb ever. When your best move needs to be done in reverse, it's pretty hard to fight. Get back in the sky, you say? No thanks, I'm perfectly happy right here, in your territory. Wait, is that plane moving? Or are we? Or is this a glitch in the Matrix? Just like toddlers, little planes like to show off. That horn can do some nasty damage, but then so can those teeth. This is cat language for get away from my kids. Unless you have your own personal fire service, do not try this at home. Two sides of this plane are so different, they're like night and day. Literally. It's okay, everyone relax. It's just a fleet of UFOs coming to enslave planet Earth.
Dude, they're moving around.
What this fight needs is more cowbell. Sheep aren't fighters, they're lovers. No, wait, they're not either of those things. This plane appears to have a halo. Is it holier than other planes? And he does this without chopping off a single leaf.
Freaking sick, bro. Unbelievable. This guy's sick.
Here's a goat versus a horse again, but this time the goat comes off worse. Sometimes mixed martial arts just isn't interesting enough, and you have to start mixing species too. An AV-8B Harrier performing a vertical takeoff. You know, just in case you thought it was a Boeing 747 or something. Football and military aviation go together like, well, I can't think of any examples. I'll get back to you. Sheep and cows are both placid animals, except when they're not. when a boar fights someone who's full of bull.
Big beta.
Have you ever wanted an intricate map of your veins? No, me neither. When Angry Birds gets real. You know when you wrap a chicken or turkey with bacon? Well, this is a bit like that. This is what happens when you look at another man's girlfriend. Sorry, I mean dead zebra. Don't worry, this helicopter isn't bleeding. It's just dropping 3,000 gallons of retardant. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is a Jetman. No further questions, Your Honor? A leopard doesn't have to be on top to be enjoying itself. Another mongoose and cobra fight. Actually, wait a minute, are they dancing?
And then, the kill shot. One swift snap to the back of the head, and the spine is severed.
This is Peabody, the world's smallest horse. And he may just be the world's cutest, too. What's worse than having spyware on your computer? Having a massive, terrifying robot watching everything you do. If your main method of attack is to wrap yourself around things, then this is not a good choice of opponent. Tigers are pretty endangered, and after this, there's probably going to be one less in the world. The British Columbia Wildfire Crew, and the amazing precision with which they do their job. How do they keep such a perfect distance from each other? Do you know? Enlighten us in the comments. Okay, you look a bit like us, but you're not us. Attack! It's good to see that even majestic, rare animals can still act like idiots. You know how you leave your car parked somewhere slightly longer than you should? Well, this guy took it to the extreme. This is how it looks when you return to Earth from space. The latest Angry Birds game, now with equally angry rats.
Mira, mira, ataca, ataca, ataca. Ataca. Mira, 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 mira. Hola, hola, hola. Busca. Mira. Vamos a...
And now the latest episode of Bullying in the Jungle. One final clip and one final football flyover. Because why not? When you accuse your friend of having a big mouth, things can escalate quickly. You don't usually see this kind of thing while you're eating breakfast. Well, not unless the buffet has run out of bacon. For some people, climbing a set of stairs on the side of a mountain just isn't scary enough. They prefer to do it when they're frozen. Looking to freshen up your fashion sense? Why not wear a slinky? A trailer for the new movie, Jaws x2. Lions just don't get along with hyenas. In fact, you know it's bad when they even end up fighting in Disney movies. Who'd have thought it? The secret to staying young is this. So, you think you've got good balance? Hold their beers. Wait, if you love our videos, be sure to check out Retrocast. And if Retrocast isn't your thing, don't worry, we have another Akimbo video for you.